All right. Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up or a hey in the comments if you hear me. Dugate's on. What's going on, Paul? Curtis Jackson is on. 50 Cent believes in me this much that 50 Cent is on. You guys are certainly going to get lots of value from this. Joshua, Tony, Owen, Neil Scottish. Yes, Neil Scottish. Great name. Best name on Facebook. Paul's here as well. 2 Pauls. Got 5 Pauls as clients. So Ryan's pretending to have audio issues because that's his style. I should ban him. I wonder if there's a quick way to ban him. Unfortunately not. He's going to have to suffer through. All right, so you should see Franco. I know he was a bit of a controversy during the Me Too movement, but this guy's hilarious. And I'm always a fan of thumbs up. So if you can hear me, Yvonne is on. That rhymed. Welcome, welcome. All right, so let's get this rocking. So unless you're watching this on a mobile device, which is a very strong possibility, you're going to put that away because those things distract you, right? These things, you get notifications. You're never actually going to focus or get anything from this. So give me 20 minutes of your time on this webcast, and I guarantee you'll get lots out of it. So what you are in for is I'm going to show you how to enjoy your favorite foods in moderation. Never feel like you're on a diet again. Ryan, we actually have audio issues. Omar is on. Welcome. So we are going to talk about the 3 steps to start with before ever attempting a diet again. If you do these 3 steps right, your diet will succeed. But I'm also going to go into something that I call the HEC Method, which I'll get into later. And that's how I've been kind of structuring my diets, my clients' diets lately. And it is pretty much foolproof if you commit to the plan, because it prevents a lot of the usual issues that come forward when you diet. Jay is on. Welcome, Jay. Appreciate you supporting me with that troll last week. That was fun. All right, so the bonus at the end, if you stick around, top secret, blah, 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 it'll be there. That's all I'm going to say. So who this isn't for? Well, this guy's funny, but the actual vegans, not really my typical clientele. Let's be honest. I got a few that really hate on me because I post meat pics and wear a meatitarian t-shirt, that kind of thing, right? So in fairness, they have a case, but I don't work with people like this. It's just not my wheelhouse. So if you are vegan, please exit out now. Thank you. Bye, vegans. Who this isn't for as well is those really jacked up bodybuilders who are obviously enhancing themselves with other things beyond food and exercise. Doug is on. Welcome, Doug. So what could that mean? Well, steroids. And that's not my lane either. So if that's what you're looking to achieve, there's better guys out there than me. But who this is for is that typical parent that wants to be shirtless in the pool. Well, unless you're a woman, you want to be in a bikini. Let's clarify that. Unless it's a nudist beach, nudist resort. Not one to judge. That's cool. But this is for you that just want to look good, right? Be comfortable in their own skin, be a good role model for the kids, live a long, healthy life. Yeah, you can tell I'm natural, Paul. I look way too natural. So who am I? I know I'm going to quickly go over this because everyone in this group pretty much knows who I am, but this was my elementary school. I would sit on this bench and get bullied by a couple Italian kids. So I have a thing against Italians. Sorry if there's any Italians on here. Italian kids that made fun of me for my moves. My name happened to rhyme with bitch tits. So Mitch Tits was the nickname for a while. And that kind of carried forward for a few years. Obviously, I was a little too heavy for my own good. But that is where I started, right? I've not always been a coach and a fitness buff. And my cousin who's on can attest to that. So hitting rock bottom was high school gym class where they brought out those Omron body fat testers. And my number was sky high, right? It was the highest among the guys in the class. And that was the moment I realized I needed to change. You know, it took a while from there, and I had to build the habits up. It took many years. And my brother actually helped me by him getting into the gym. I felt obligated, and the rest is sort of history there. So I don't want to go too much into that, but who am I now? I'm getting written about in low-end newspapers locally, coached over 350 people, lost over 5,200 pounds collectively, this group, over the last 4 or 5 years. So come full circle. So before you start your next diet, you've got to kind of have this strong reason for why you want to get in shape. And that can be completely different for everyone. But I'll give you an example of the typical dad who's on the, gets home at 5:30, plops down on the couch, no energy. His daughter comes running into the room, daddy, daddy, I want to play. And he can tell, his eyes light up, hers light up. There's love there, but there's something not quite right, And I know a lot of guys that work with me have been there, and they don't feel like they're giving their full selves. And what happens if you don't address this is this could be your daughter 20 years down the road on her wedding day crying tears, right? And not just tears of joy, but tears of sadness because the only other guy in her life that she should love as much as her husband is not there to walk her down the aisle. And that really comes back to habits. If you don't make changes now, your future self will pay the consequences. And this is an extreme example. I know that, but I'm trying to, hammer home that point that what you do now sets the stage for your future. So make good choices now. So give me a like if you're still there. You haven't tuned me out or started crying uncontrollably. I know I'm very emotional. Good. I see some. Excellent. So the Grimm stats, right? This is pretty standard. Most dieters fail. And it tends to because there's several reasons for that. But often it's because they push too hard in the early going. They have this target in mind and they do whatever it takes to get there. And then when the diet ends, it's not sustainable. They can't keep it off long term. You look at Biggest Loser contestants. They studied a group of 12 of them. 11 had actually gained back the weight and then some after the show, right? And that's 100 plus pounds. So clearly the approach they took during the show was not sustainable. And we're going to get around that. So these are the 3 steps to start with, 3 secrets to transforming that have nothing to do with what you eat or do in the gym. Absolutely nothing. So the first one, wing night and beer night, is to shift your identity. Not sure what this guy is doing looking into this mirror. But what I mean by that is you have to change internally. So your habits have to become those that the fit person in your life would do. Right? They wouldn't go to wing night every Thursday and get hammered, wake up hungover, pop a couple Advil. They're the ones that go for the workouts, have that smoothie in the morning, go for a walk, do the same good things consistently, whereas they're replacing those bad habits with good ones. And that's what you have to do as well. Because if you don't change your identity, a short-term fix may get you down 10, 20 pounds, but eventually you'll revert back to old habits. So it starts here. Repetition, right? Habits. So the second key is CrossFit. No, I'm just kidding. The second key is your environment. So it kind of goes back to that first point, who you spend time around. Are they supportive or are they sabotaging you? And I know you can't divorce your spouse over this, but Mitch Tits, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Jay. You're bringing back old dirt here. Josh is on. Josh, welcome. So second is your environment, who you spend time around. So you may have seen this post I made on Facebook a while back, but I was in the West Coast years back and crab fishing with a buddy. And there were a bunch of crabs in this bucket, right? If they piled onto each other, even one could easily escape. But whenever one got close to the edge, the others would pull them back down in this fruitless King of the Hill competition where no one escaped anything, right? If I can't have it, neither can you. I jumped ahead there. But what I mean by that is if you've got those friends in your life that say, oh, just have another cookie, have another drink, you're going to have to try to distance yourself from them or make it known to them that what you're doing is more important than this third glass of wine or this, bowl full of ice cream. So you've got to have some real strong motivators and make sure you're around the right people. So the third piece is to put some skin in the game. And I'll make the point about the car here shortly. But what I mean by that is the biggest progress I've made in my life is when I've invested time, money, energy into what I'm trying to achieve. All right, when it comes to business coach, investing in advertising, etc. The same thing goes with, I've had 4 or 5 coaches through the years for my fitness. Just having that third party, that objective eye, keeps you honest and striving forward, right? Because I can make the car comparison here, right? You easily spend several $100s a month for 6 years on a car payment. But what are you investing in your own fitness, in your own health, right? In your own body transformation, because that's where it'll show if you're not investing time, energy, or money there. That's what I'm getting at here is a few months, investing time, money, energy into your health will pay dividends down the road, because that's where everything starts, your fitness. And people seem to have this backwards, because the status you get from a car is great. Status you get from a fit body, that goes wherever you are, not just on the road. No one can see you in your car anyway. So what to do about it? Well, we're going to talk about next steps here, how to act now. But before we do, let's make sure we're not falling asleep at the table here. Let's do a little puppy break. So I want you to hit that heart button and then jump around, hop around like a puppy. I'm doing it right now. I am getting my blood flowing, the brain flow, the energy is happening, because when you act like a puppy, you just feel good. You feel great. So hopefully everyone's got their puppy break out. I feel good, ready to continue on. All right, so why do most diets fail? In particular, a fad diet, right? You saw my post about this, where the more you restrict something, the more you want it. And you go on a keto diet, right? You restrict all carbohydrates. You can't go to a birthday party, have a little piece of cake, because you have to eat fat and protein, fat and protein, fat and protein for the rest of your life. And if you can do that, it can work for you. But very, very few are going to be able to sustain that long term. So the problem with keto, and for one thing, is your gym performance suffers. I'm a guy who really prides himself and his clients on looking the part as well, not just being skinny in a bag of skin, right? Having some definition, being toned, muscular. So keto is not the optimal way to do that. Plus ketosis, you get bad breath from, for one. But it's the backup energy system. It's when your body's like, shit, we got no carbs for energy. We've got to metabolize ketones to run on. And that's got to be hard in your system over time, right? Maybe some scientist troll will show up on here and try to refute me, but that's my case. I'm sticking to it. And it's mentally tough to be that restrictive over time as well. So at the same time, I'm a meat eater, absolutely. But paleo is kind of the other direction, where again, you're restricting starches and you got to eat certain types of carbs. And it's just not a good balance, right? The problem with vegan diets, enough said. So what is the answer then if these diets aren't sustainable long-term? Is it just the calories? Eat less, move more. You hear that all the time. I'm certainly an advocate of saying that quite a bit as well. But it goes deeper than that. And I'll show you. This is one study they did on, I can't remember how many people. I think there was at least 16 in it. They overfed them 1,000 calories a day, 8 weeks. In theory, if it's based just on calories, you should gain X number of pounds during that time. But some people gain less than a pound. Others gained almost 10. So the difference was their level of muscle mass and their activity levels. So I'll get more into that in a bit. But you definitely can hack your metabolism if you're doing things right. And just like a fad diet can kind of ruin you in the end, so can trying to restrict your calories further and further and further. David, welcome. Hopefully you're not injured just by being on this webcast. So never-ending calorie deficit, same thing, right? That's why I'm not a big fan of just saying eat less, keep eating less so your weight continues to drop. We don't want that plateau. So instead, ring, the HEC method, which I mentioned above, winning. I know this is really 2012 here, but winning nonetheless. It was a great GIF. Welcome, Patrick. Nice to see you again. So the HEC method means a diet that has you managing hunger, energy, so it's not too low, and cravings. A diet can do that. If you can manage all three of these, you can diet nonstop without suffering or feeling like you're hating life and eventually you fall off the wagon. So how do you do this? You use foods that don't disrupt that hunger, energy, and cravings. So that means not eliminating anything, right? Same time, not using too much exercise or too little. I know there's a lot of people who like to just beat themselves to death in the gym, right? They go and do the Orange Theory 6 times a week, CrossFit 6 times a week. You're going to overeat. It's impossible not to. Your energy demands are so high that it can't compensate. So we just want the right amount of exercise. And then the last piece is to cycle calories day to day to prevent metabolism from down-regulating. That's a big one. So is that fat bastard there in the left corner? No, it's Old Mitch Tits, my former nickname. I don't know. I really abused this picture in the pool. I think the 3rd time. But nonetheless, how does this work now? I'm going to show you some stats of my current diet. On the right, we have carnivore pizza and organic fudge bar. That was my dinner the other night. And yet I am down 13.4 pounds. All right, I'm actually down to 205.6, which I think the next slide shows. Yeah, so this is over a month's time, losing 2 pounds, not feeling like I'm restricting myself at all. Jason, welcome. So how does this work? Well, forgot to put a selfie with a poop face, just to prove ice cream cake doesn't make you fat. So the other step to this is making sure you have room for fun. No worries, Jason. So if you're tracking your numbers properly, you can have anything as long as it fits your macros, right? And the HEC method is cycling your calories. That's the big key. So you can have one of these every night. So how does this work? Well, like I said in that earlier study where some people gained almost 10 pounds while others barely gained a pound on the same calorie surplus, it comes down to how you're built. And you got to change your metabolism. Like the guy on the right obviously has more muscle. That takes more calories just to maintain compared to the girl on the left who does, Zumba a few times a week, and most of what she eats gets stored up. So you want to be on the right, no matter your gender. You have to structure your diet and your exercise to get you to that place. And again, 12 pounds down. Good. This is one client, actually. So he shall remain nameless because I didn't ask for his permission here. But he just started with me August 10th, September 2nd, 12 pounds. And he's enjoying life. He's eating what he wants. Same thing here. Another guy, 9.6 pounds down since the 21st of August. So this is quite quickly how these things are happening. And, of course, Steven, our boy Steven. I forgot to mention him, yes. Some of you in the group will know him well. He's been going through a bit of back trouble since he quit working with me. I blame that on the reason for it. But obviously his transformation is dramatic. And as he said in all of his posts, it's a lifestyle change, but he doesn't feel restricted. Neva, I don't know if she's on, but she lost 5 inches. Got into a wedding dress or a bridesmaid dress. It wasn't her wedding, but that was one of her goals. And it happened, as you can see by the measurements. Same thing, Curtis. It's been a while since I've seen Curtis around, but when we worked together, he was really all in. Clearly it showed. He had a wedding and put his suit on because he got in the mail and teared up. I like to make men cry. That's one of my goals. So I succeeded with him. Same thing with Corinne. Again, mother of 2, lost 15 pounds, 8.5 inches, 6 weeks. Not bad. Not bad for a diet that doesn't restrict anything, right? That's the take-home point here. You guys may have seen Ron. He's more ripped than me. I'm a bit jealous now at this point. May have to cut him off. He's getting too good results. And we've had him eating ridiculous amount of calories now because he's lean and mean. He's like that guy on the right. Remember in the earlier slide where he just churns it up. And he's at a point where we're trying to force the calories in. He can't get, he's just getting more and more ripped, which is a good problem to have to a certain point, but we're trying to add on some mass now. So that is a good challenge. Good problem to have, I would say. Okay. Paul ate cookies every night. Yes. He's back in the plan. He's back in the program. He's driving hard. We're gonna get him back to his after picture because he fell off a bit after he stopped working with me the first time. All right. And Trent, who was supposed to be on, I don't know if he is yet, but no longer wears these long hats. And he's in good shape. As you can see, 6 inches off the waist, which was a trouble spot for him. He was trying to really target that. And that's what we made a focus of for him. Again, Dana, I didn't know I had so many in here. So, sorry, guys. Bear with me. I'll get to the punchline here in a bit. She also lost 5 inches. She was a mother. She had PCOS, which obviously creates obstacles for dieting. But we worked around that. Made it happen. Jeff found his abs. You know, he's a leaner guy to start with, but skinny fat, right? And we made sure that we got that core coming through. And then there's more guys. Obviously, David was on the call. I think he left when no, he's still here. He lost 40 plus pounds. He's kept it off for the most part, I think, as well. He could probably verify that, but I think he's been doing good too. We got Mike and his dog on the left. He's been kicking it for a while. He's going to step it up for September as well. Ryan is well, I think he's still in the low 180s. Started at 200. Doug's been amazing because 50 plus pounds. His waist is shrunk. He had to get new pants, new belt. And he's really one of the consistent guys that shows up every day. Very nice. Great success. That is Borat for you who have been living under a rock for the last decade. One of my favorites. Borat Mankini is one of the goals for the program to make sure you can be comfortable wearing one. Not that you would, but you would be comfortable wearing a Mankini if it came to that. That's the goal. So the question I have for you is, if you followed a balanced diet plan like I showed you, right, that you could still have pizza here and there, still have ice cream, could drink a bit on weekends, not to excess, and worked out 4 days a week, do you think you could be successful? Hit the like button if you answer yes to this. Hit the angry button if you don't think you can adhere to that. But nonetheless, either way, that's up to you to answer. Good. Yeah, we got some likes coming in. So simple, right? And that is essentially what 6 weeks to Super Dad is, right? I have my Fit Mom program. This is the guys group though, but the same premise applies. What is in this is pretty much a done for you plan that'll get you the results. You saw all the testimonials, right? This is opening up again. We have a new challenge, Thunder Buddy challenge, starting up in the group this very week. I think some of the guys are on. Yes, Olin, who's in the group. Doug's in the group. Ryan's in the group. Who else? Yeah, I think that's it from those on the live call. They are ready to rock. Every week we weigh in. There's accountability. I guarantee you'll get more results than trying to do this on your own. That's the point here. We track your progress in my custom app. You get a nutrition plan. You obviously get room for fun and chance to win prizes. I try to do one of these every couple months as well. This is what Doug got in the mail not too long ago. A wrinkled shirt and wireless headphones, a gold medal for his championship, and protein bars. Good stuff. Not bad. Vince is on as well. Vince is in the group. Oh, wait, there is more. Yes. Rest in peace to this guy. I think he died of a cocaine overdose or something, but lots of energy. That's why it's a good Jeff. Yes, the golden ticket, the bonus is if you come behind the velvet rope with me over the next couple days, you got 48 hours to kind of stew in this one. You get my rapid fat loss blueprint. This is what I use before long weekends or weddings to strip that water weight quickly. Get all my recipes, 200 plus. You can whip these up in the kitchen. They all are very protein friendly and really fit my plan. And usually it's only 4 or 5 ingredients. Pretty simple. I put together a really wicked training plan. So this is something you get thrown into, which you can do after you're done with me at some point, right? It's just in your arsenal. And then a day in the life PDF where I just show you what I do every hour of the day, day to day. So there's no real gray area there. So a lot of people will say, oh, the time isn't right. You know, life is busy. I've got to, bathe my cat. But this is online, optimized for a busy life. I've had clients who travel 300 plus days a year. They make it work. We make it work for them. It's pretty cut and dry. If you're willing to invest and commit to it, it'll work for you. And this goes for the guys who are on the group plan too. They can level up here if they want for custom coaching over the next 6 weeks. So really, that is the question. If this got the body of your dreams, what would that be worth to you? Have you been suffering with your weight for a while? Honestly, if you are, you owe it to yourself to commit to something and try to see it through. That's the main thing, right? All right, so what's included? Because I know like people like the details. I custom build a diet for you. I send you a video that walks you through that initial diet after you complete a questionnaire, after you apply for a call as well. Training programs are all cut and dry within an app. You can just load up the videos. There's obviously a burn at home version if you don't have a gym membership, but also gym workouts if that's your style. Pair you up with a guy in the group, acts as your thunder buddy. This is someone you can reach out to in Messenger. Make sure you're sticking to the game plan, so to speak, right? And then we got those monthly challenges where I give prizes out to the winners. Call it the Medium T-shirt guarantee, where I guarantee at least an inch off your waist after 6 weeks. Plus the 4 bonus gifts I mentioned. If you're ready, just simply PM me on Facebook or go to this link if you can remember how long it is to type it in and apply for a call. That first call, there's no transaction made. It's just a quick chat to see if I can even help you. Then you get sorted into the queue for applications for Super Dad. I'm looking at getting maybe 4 or 5 people at this point. Because September hits, there's a lot of in-person clients on my load. That's the time of year people are motivated. So online, looking for 4. You could be one of the 4. That's essentially it. So if you have questions, drop them below. For the guys who are already in, I am going to be making some changes to the nutrition guidelines for this month based on HEC. Because that's what I'm doing, and I'm seeing results myself with my personal custom clients. So I think I'll share them with the rest of the group members as well. Alrighty. So hit like if you're still there. Send me a PM if you're interested in this, and we can talk next steps. All right. I think I promised to do this in under 30, and I may have just hit that. I'm hoping. And yes, 30 minutes. All right. Thanks, guys, for joining me. It's been fun. Stay tuned, everyone in Transformation and the group. We're going to rock it hard this month. I see all your weigh-ins. I think this is going to be awesome. So let's hit it up.